Ow. Terminator Genisys is directed by Alan Taylor and stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Emilia, Clarke, Jason Clarke, and Courtney. This is the 5th installment in the Terminator franchise, and it's the first installment since Terminator Salvation, which came out in 2009, but really, that film has nothing to do with this movie, and yeah, I'm joined by Matt Laubtner, and our friend Shane saw the movie with us. Shane, you may remember him from the Furious 7 and Mad Max Fury Road review. He couldn't join us for this review today, but he wants to say that he loved the movie. No joke, he loved it. He did. And so let's get into the movie itself.
Basically, just like the first movie and the second, Skynet sent the Terminator back, just like to 1984. But what happens now is that for some reason there's a T-800 in that 1984, so they deal with the Terminator, let's just say.
Sarah Connor is not the Sarah Connor you remember her from the first film, where she's the sort of like afraid waitress, but now she's like the pure badass that she was in T2. Yeah. And then Kyle Reese is also sent back, but
he's like, what the fuck? That's literally how he reacts when he sees all this.
Let's get into this review without punching him in the face. So, I was not really that hyped up for this movie. I thought it looked really blah from the trailer, and yeah.
Especially that second trailer. Oh, God. Please, do not watch that trailer. Just do not.
These two are amazing. Yes. Terminator and Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I personally like the second one a lot more.
I like the first more.
It was cool that Arnold was coming back to the role, but it was a little nervousing because he hasn't really done many great movies lately, and I thought he was just going to be like this, I'm back, I'm the Terminator. I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby. Like, I thought he was just going to do that, but alright, so let's get into our thoughts of the movie. The movie was actually not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's still not that good of a movie.
Best of the three, though. The last three that came out, this is the best, I would say. From Rise of the Machine, Salvation, and
you haven't
Genisys.
Seen Rise of the Machines or Salvation, so you can't comment on that.
I avoid them, because I want to avoid them, that's why.
So, yeah, whatever. Yeah, this movie was just, ugh. Go ahead.
It was fun, alright? If you go in, it's just like Jurassic World, exact same, you have to go in there with the exact same mindset where you'd be like, this is not going to be a great movie, it's not going to be better than the first two, and if you do that, and you'll have fun. And plus, if you haven't watched the trailer of the big spoiler that they had, I'm not going to say for people who haven't, but if you haven't seen the trailer, it's even better you should see it because it'll shock you if you don't know the big spoiler.
Yeah, he's right about that. I mean, I unfortunately knew what the big spoiler was, but I when the trailer came on, like I was like, oh, I don't want to see what happens. So yeah, yeah, the movie was just entertaining enough. Like, I mean, there are good things. Like, some people are like, oh, this movie is so awful. It's like nothing even that good at all.
No.
But there are some good things in the movie. Particularly, I was very surprised by the visual style of the movie because Alan Taylor is actually a really good director, coming off Game of Thrones, Mad Men, and Thor: The Dark World. Yeah. I thought that he was going to create something amazing or really good, but it just turned out to be meh. So, I mean, his direction was average, I guess. It wasn't terrible. It was obviously better than McGee's direction in Terminator Salvation, but it's not as big of an improvement. It's just a slight improvement. Yeah. Script is ugh. It's a convoluted mess. This whole movie is just so incredibly convoluted. There's like so many unanswered questions, like who sent it back, basically.
There's two timelines. What the fuck?
Yes, but yeah, we don't know what happened to the original timeline,
which was probably T1, T2. But
if they make a sequel, which I don't think they will. They might because of money. Hopefully, it ain't shit. Yeah, performances. Emilia Clarke at first, to me, did a really Wendell Hamilton impression. She looks a lot like her, I will say that. But as the movie went on, I started to like her character a lot more and her performance a lot more as well. Jason Clarke kind of overdid it for me, personally. Yeah. I think Jason Clarke's a really good actor. And, I don't know,
he just didn't have the look, yeah.
No, you don't have to look. He felt very mellow. He felt very wooden, personally, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. Courtney, don't say anything. He hasn't really seen many movies with Courtney, so he can't comment on him. I'm sure Jai Courtney is a very cool guy. I've seen the guy in interviews, and he seems really, really cool. He didn't give as bad a performance in this movie as I thought he would. Obviously, you can't top Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese, but he did better than I thought he would do. I mean, he's just very wooden. He's very motionless in this movie. And I gotta tell you that, and I gotta say this right now. I told you this yesterday when we saw the movie. He does a really good American accent. I thought he did fine. I mean, he was just meh. It was better than his performances in Divergent, Die Hard 5, and Jack Reacher.
His best performance he's done recently.
Well, actually, no. Unbroken was his best performance, but then he died 5 minutes later. Yeah. Thank you, Angelina Jolie. And then Arnold. It was a little worrying, like I said before, that Arnold was going to jump back into this role. Of course, it was exciting, but I was like, I don't know. But he was my favorite thing about the movie. He was my favorite thing about the movie. He knocked this role out of the park again. He still has the vibeness as the Terminator, as the T-800. So he did a great job. He really did a good job, and I liked his presence in this movie. When he was off screen, I was like, oh, come back, man, come back. But another problem I had with the movie is that they were trying to recreate some scenes like shot for shot from the first film, and the CGI Arnold was so bad. It was so poorly done. Like, if there's one thing that the visual team needs to know how to do is recreate a human, basically create a human. The CGI Paul Walker in Furious 7 was
okay.
The worst example is the CGI Jeff Bridges in Tron Legacy. So,
I remember that.
Yeah, like, this movie was entertaining enough for what it was. It wasn't awful, but I can't say it was great either. It's definitely better than Terminator Salvation. It's kind of the same level as Terminator 3. It's obviously not as good as the first two, as everyone expected. But if you're looking for something kind of entertaining to see, other than Magic Mike Extra Extra Large, then I think you'll have a good time with this movie. Not great. Had some good moments. Mostly bad, but it's not as awful as I thought it would be. I'm going to give the film a C. Not terrible, not great, very mugh. That's it. But Arnold, it's worth seeing for Arnold. I wouldn't say pay full price. Go see it at matinee. Do not see it in 3D. We didn't see it in 3D, thank God. But, Matt, give your final thoughts and your grade.
Now, I thought it was, I mean, as I said, like, I wouldn't say, I mean, what I've seen from the other two movies, they look like Terminator movies, like the first two, but this one kind of felt more like a Terminator movie. But it was, like, you know, it was very confusing still.
Also, the action sequences, there aren't really any memorable action sequences, which is kind of sad. That's what you expect when you go see a Terminator movie, but...
I mean, I wouldn't say, like, any of them were bad, though. They're all fine, actually.
Yeah, but they're not memorable.
No.
So, yeah, give your grade.
I would say, actually, I think I would give it a C+.
Okay.
It ain't terrible. I mean, if you like Terminator 1 and 2 and you didn't like the other two, you might have a good time, depending on if you just think, okay, this is not going to be that good. If you go in like that, or you do no expectations, you'll have fun. You'll like it.
It just isn't the great popcorn flick you want.
Could have been better, but it could have been way more worse.
Correct. It could have been a lot worse, but thankfully, it wasn't as bad as we thought it would be. Yeah. So, guys, tell us down below what you thought of Terminator Genisys, and what's your favorite Terminator film, what's your favorite scene in the Terminator series, and yeah, give us your thoughts of this movie down below, and we will see you guys soon. So now let's just get everything, like, packed up and everything. So, yeah, that was very good. That was very good job, very good job. So, yeah, like, all right, let's just get everything.
Together.
Yeah, this happened and that happened and blah, 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 and Terminator, we can both agree that Terminator was better. Let's hope that the next review ain't crap.
Yeah.
Correct? What do you think the next review is going to be?
Next review? Not sure yet.
It better not be Magic Mike XXL.
It won't be.
So, alright, yeah, everything's set up. I'm just going to take a seat and relax. Oh, so relaxing. And, yeah, do you hear something? Or maybe the birds. Whatever.
Probably the
Maybe it's just a.
Terminator!
Take it easy, Scooby-Doo. What? Who are you? I'm the Terminator. I come in peace. What are you doing here? You better enjoy the sequels. Sequel? I'm sorry? Sequel? Wait, did you say sequel or sequels? There are more sequels coming. That is correct. Oh no.
God help us.
Until then, I'll be back. You'll be back? Now just look at me.
James Cameron can only save us now.
We'll be back.